works.
That's true, but the thing is that keeping things varied is one of the most important parts.
That's true.
With regards to working out, right?
Yeah.
And so that's for like pole dancing. What is it? That curtain workouts?
Yeah.
Whatever those things
that
are.
is when you
those
climb
are for the people who have been working out for a while. You graduate to that level where it's like, what are these strippers doing? Let's do what they do.
I think they back in the day just a rock. It's like whatever you can do with this rock. We've got a pretty big rock.
And then further down in another forest is another person that's like, we can throw rocks.
You seen the Hawaiian people? They will run under the water with a big rock.
Yes.
And they're like a good 10 feet under.
Yes. There's a amazing National Geographic picture of a female surfer who's doing that. So it's such a great picture.
Cool.
It's weird. It looks weird, but she's holding a rock.
It
Like I
looks
feel
sick,
like
that'd
would
be
like
a great Instagram picture.
Yeah,
I respect that.
Yeah, respect that 100%.
Picking things up underground.
Yeah, thirst traps out there who are listening to the podcast, there must be at least one. Go take that picture. Stop taking pictures with sharks and take a picture with a rock underneath water while you walk.
People like taking pictures of them working out.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a whole fitness.
That's the whole thing. I'll go to the gym and it'll be like a bunch of people with stands that they bring.
Yeah.
And they click on and they run to the thing and they start working out.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. It's so saturated though. I can't imagine when you're trying to be like, all right, I want to do something different. I want to stop doing what I'm doing right now. I'm just taking pictures of my food. I need to do something else. My friends tell me I work out a lot. You know what I'm going to do? Fitness Instagram. That's what I'm going to do. There's so many of them.
Right.
There's so many of them. And I feel like at this point in time, the guys who are good or the ladies that are good have already established themselves. You could easily make it. Listen here, people. You can make a top 50 of the best Instagram influencers, like with very good information that's science-based and all that other stuff. Top 50. Where the frick are you going to fit in?
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. Unless like now it's like niche upon niche, right? We got a few hijabi fitness Instagram accounts.
How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about that?
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I feel like because I'm
How dare you?
I feel like
have
because
any feeling?
Because I have a no. I was gonna say I was.
Cisgender
That's exactly what I was gonna
male.
go. Yo, give me a moment. Give me a moment to cook.
No, that's,
Damn it.
That's how I do it.
Yeah.
Didn't even pretend to have an opinion. I'm like, no, you're not allowed to.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
What's your thoughts though?
My thoughts
You
was.
don't learn from nothing.
My thoughts were.
Yeah.
I don't have any thoughts because it's not an account for me.
All right, I got thoughts.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I know I'm not supposed to, but like,
Who gives a shit?
no, it's not that. It's just like, as long as you're doing something worth seeing, you better not be just doing everyday things, Just like, this is me walking. Or like, yeah, I've got my workout clothes on, and here's my side profile. I don't know, because I'm like, if you're gonna... I like watching people do all sorts of
where their
random
flexing
things.
is like stronger here, stronger in my iman, stronger in my faith, and then there's a long paragraph.
Oh, you reading? I'm not reading nothing. Maybe I should read.
Yeah,
I
man.
actually made a one of those workout inspirational videos.
Okay.
And I was like so tired. I was laying on the floor, and I like put it on selfie mode, and I was like, guys, when you're feeling down and your face is touching the carpet, and you're just feeling sticky.
Okay.
You gotta just sit up, right? Let that fart. And I just started talking for a while, like let that fart out of you.
Wow.
And rise up above it. Get on the couch. There's levels to it.
When was this? I never saw this.
Yeah, I didn't have the balls to put that kind of stuff up.
Shit, you should have done. You should have put it up
to a girl, and she was like, "This is really insulting to people who actually try to uplift other people."
Who get whatever? Shut up.
I agree.
Who cares? Insulting to other people that are trying to
I don't know. Every time I hear somebody talking about,
there's
like,
always someone that's gonna get insulted.
oh yeah, man.
You never got it here.
But I'd love to watch anybody doing anything as long as it's fun watching them. Right?
Yeah.
For whatever reason, maybe they're good at it. Maybe they have a tagline they do after doing something.
For sure.
Fusha. You're like, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. I felt like at some point, I was following this couple,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
That's big.
Christian de Guzman
Ooh.
and Nikki Blackketter.
Oh, okay. You told me about these.
Yeah.
You're really into these
So
guys.
I was following. I was following both of them because they just had like a really cool life. Apart from the fact that dude works out all the time, is like jacked.
Yeah.
Which is all you really need.
Yeah, but that's like once again.
But also the fact is like, he had a nice truck. He had a white Lamborghini Aventador. She had like a matching white truck. Adorable. They both had huskies and cats and stuff like that. Big ass house.
Yeah.
Dude, it was fun to watch.
I can imagine.
It was really just
Like a
entertaining to
TV
watch.
show.
And then what happened was this, right? They were having some issues.
Marital issues.
Well, they weren't married, but yeah, they were having some
Relationship
relationship issues. And then there was this whole, there was a whole kerfuffle, if you will, right? Someone did this, someone wronged the other person, whatever. They took a break. Then you're like, now what do you do?
Yeah.
Right? And then they tried to get back together again, and you were like, oh my God, they're going to come back together again. We're great. And then they broke up again. And then I felt like a child in a divorce.
Yeah.
Like, who do I follow now? Because I don't feel like I can follow both.
Oh, dude, you're the kid in 2.5 Men or whatever. You're like, I miss Charlie Sheen,
Yeah.
and then like Nikki Blackheader gets a new guy, and you're like, Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah,
I'm not watching these episodes.
exactly.
Did that happen? Did she just get another man to replace the
She
last
did. Who was like a entertainer, a singer, or a songwriter, or something like that, and looked the part.
one? You know, she thinks about that when she goes out with men. Like, what's the Instagram potential on this one?
Oh, for sure. What's the? But anyway, I ended up. I'm Nikki Blackheader's kid.
Yeah.
That's what happened there.
I
That's what
imagine.
happened
I
there.
can't imagine you just going with the dad. You know what? Really love this guy. Want to watch him work out more. So I'm going to stick with him. I feel disloyal to him if I watch her.
What it is.
I didn't
Team Nikki
expect you
over
to
here.
say that. What did you think you were watching this relationship for anyways?
Yeah, for real.
How many men are you following with Huskies and Lamborghinis? None.
None.
Only thing made it okay for you was having a guy there so you don't feel like a total creep. Because otherwise you're just watching a woman live her life.
Wait, what are dudes that I would follow? The Rock,
Yeah, that's true.
right? The Rock.
Yeah.
And all I'm watching is him working out, really.
Yeah, The Rock is not a gender though, right? Like that guy's a...
He transcended.
Yeah, he's just a being.
He's an
you know?
icon. He's a concept.
Yeah, he's a concept, right? Exactly. Like you don't feel like
Fair.
he's just something else. That guy. Well, we ain't talking about The Rock for another 30 minutes. We ain't do that again. We've done that a couple of times.
Hey, man, any conversation with regards to The Rock is great.
I was at a wedding last night. There were some Instagram influencers there. There was like 3 or 4 people with at least 50 to 1 million followers.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a Hindu Muslim wedding.
Okay. So here's the deal, right?
Yeah.
Influencers are cool when you are observing them through their
yeah.
preferred channel or whatever, the way how they disseminate their information.
Yeah.
But seeing an influencer in real life trying to do that, you're like, look at this idiot.
You know what's weird? You're absolutely right. And one of them, I was like, you're actually a cool person. Your Instagram persona, not half as interesting.
Yeah. Or that's all. That also
That was
flips
weird.
as well.
That was weird.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you should just not do all that.
Yeah.
All that thing that other people do that you kind of mimic. You
Yeah.
should just
do you.
Yeah, you should just do you.
Yeah.
But who's gonna tell anybody anything?
Nah,
I'm not trying to talk to those people.
Not at all.
I'm just
That being said,
I'm just
if you have a
murmuring
really
things
good
to my wife.
if you have a really good strong following, please come on the podcast, talk about it.
yeah, maybe, dude. Some of them you don't want them.
No, you don't.
No, they're really interesting.
There's some of them we've spoken to, and it's like,
Whatever.
Wow.
It's just it's like anybody else.
yeah,
Influencers.
everyone else. There's others
Okay.
that their online persona is really charming, and then when you meet them in real life,
Oh, that's weird.
they are not like that at all.
Weird.
Like they're normal.
Yeah.
And I've seen like I've met one recently over like multiple times over the course of let's say four months or so, where in various parties or gatherings she would be there, and she's very different. Dare I say, slightly odd. We all are, but I found out that she had a YouTube channel. Like, oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
What do you do? So I went to the channel. Not the same person at all. It is literally cameras on, and here we are, and
Interesting.
it's a weird thing. It's like, geez.
I like how you're like.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know how. I wouldn't be able to.
What do you mean?
I wouldn't be able to put that much of a persona difference between my
You
my
could
same.
if you just tried. Like if you
I could,
sat
but like,
down,
there would
and
be no value in it for
if you,
me.
and you said, you know what, I'm gonna be upbeat Yasin.
Yeah.
Your personality would morph for a little bit into upbeat Yasin, and it'd be done. You'd be like, whew, all right, cool. Now I can be myself, and then you go down and edit pictures or something. I don't know.
I feel like the only reason why I would want to be upbeat Yasin is that I'm trying to make a life change. Like the whole of me was going to be upbeat now. I'm going to be more positive. I'm going to speak in a higher register, whatever the case may be. That's what's going to be worthwhile.
You should get her on the podcast, talk to her about it.
Just
Let's
really
talk about it.
just dissect it.
Yeah, who are you really? You know?
Well, if you talk to someone within 2 hours, I'm pretty sure you'll eventually get there.
Just have a really long podcast until they break.
Yeah.
Until they get sleepy and they're like, hey, listen.
That's good, man. That's what we're gonna do. All right, I want to do some rapid fire movie reviews.
Okay.
Because I've been perpetually sick for the last 4 weeks. So that means watching movies.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna start heavy and I'm gonna finish light. Watching currently Leaving Neverland. Holy crap!
I saw some very interesting. I saw Cliff Notes on that movie. Just a 10-minute version of that movie.
Whatever Cliff Notes you watched,
Yeah.
it ain't the movie. It ain't the documentary. Okay, so this is a documentary
Tell me
about.
the I'm not gonna watch the
so
whole thing.
So this is a documentary about
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, but more specifically, 2 of the boys that spent a significant amount of their childhood with Michael Jackson.
How old were they?
7, 8.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. And it centers around them. Both of them are telling their stories, and then the people around them, so their family members, are also telling their stories about what it was like to be chosen by Michael Jackson, and then how they felt like their entire family was being groomed by Michael. So that eventually when it came to the point of, do you want to sleep in the same bed as me? How everyone was on board somehow. How the mom was okay about it. Like, it's not, because the thing is that when you hear it, like Michael is sleeping with a kid in his bed and the parents were okay. When you hear that, you're like, that's jarring, like hits you in your chest. You're like, what the frick? How could that even be possible? Right? Because like what you're thinking in your head, right, is a guy, right, who is somewhat popular and then asks your mom if you can sleep, if your kid can sleep in the bed. That's how you're thinking about it. But when you see them tell the story about how, how larger than life Michael Jackson was, and then just because they also there's some willfulness of letting go and just seeing him as an idol, because these people did not see him as just a man. There's no reminder of that. They really saw him as larger than life, and so he uses that. Michael Jackson was using that aura, that power, that whatever, for him to slowly manipulate them. But my thing is that, I'm almost done watching. I'm like 10 minutes left. I don't really think, personally speaking, my opinion, that it's that calculated, what Michael did. What Michael did was horrific. But what I think is happening is that he himself is a very damaged individual. And he used the circumstances that he happened to be in, and that allowed him certain level of power
to sleep with kids.
No. What I mean to say is that to get what he wanted. Right. What he wanted was a sexual relationship with little children. But I feel like it's like, how would I explain it? I feel like that's how he's broken, and that's what he was doing. I don't think he was just an evil man who like wanted to destroy families and wanted to do that. This is just what he thought he should do. And so, or like, because this is what he wanted to do and he had the ability to do it.
That's always an interesting conversation, right?
Therefore he did it. The harm is still the same. Yeah. But I feel I think that way of looking at it that's the way how the families looked at it. It was very disarming because
so strange,
because you couldn't feel malicious intent when you spoke to him. You couldn't feel they didn't feel evil when they were in his presence, and he was in their presence a lot. Like he would undercover go to regular houses and just hang out in their little homes in a regular middle class areas. Like he would just show up in their houses and just hang out in their living room. Yeah. It's so surreal. And so the thing is that like, because it's almost like it's not manufactured in a place of evil. The families almost like they didn't have any alarms or red flags for them. And so
it's like having a predator in the house, like a lion.
Yes.
And just because it doesn't look like a lion or feel like a lion.
Exactly.
But it's doing lion things.
Yes. I'm not disagreeing with that.
The crazy part about all of that is that it must have been so strange being in it, because outside looking in, it makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
You're like, no, this is...
Yeah.
He's doing the predatory stuff, but apparently internally it doesn't seem that way.
And I think it's because of the fact that he himself being a broken person, but also I don't like he knows this evil. I know it is because he also says like, can't tell anyone. This all of these things is very evil, but like I think all of this is people are very complex, and I think he was a very broken and complex person, and because of where it came from, it created confusion with the families, and it disarmed them to some degree. That when eventually
That's so crazy. You know what? I
he
haven't
asked,
seen it myself, Yasin.
yeah,
But like,
it's scary.
it's
It's
so,
scary because like, sorry,
am I wrong in thinking you have to be a certain type of person in that family to be able to say like, oh yeah, okay. Like I don't know. I feel like if you're like have your kids' well-being at mind.
yeah,
Regardless if it's Michael Jackson. Like I have friends that are parents.
yeah,
It doesn't matter if LeBron comes over or whoever
Yeah.
in whatever way.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
A flag or a shotgun is gonna go off.
Yeah.
At some point, right? Like that's the part that doesn't make sense to me.
It
Is that circumstances, no matter what, at the end of the day, it's so obvious
right.
how this is wrong.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is that he also targeted specific families that were already absolutely in love with him. That they had already. We don't
We're
love.
already like unstable, crazy people.
I wouldn't even say that. It was like most of these kids, the way how they crossed paths with Michael Jackson is that they liked Michael, and so one of them was like in competitions, and he was doing the Michael Jackson dances and stuff like that. Then the people met, and then eventually he met with Michael. And another one, he was in the Pepsi commercial with Michael, and then they had like interactions, and then that's how that went. So like, the argument could be made that because there's a fair bit of families that when their kid is becoming popular, like that is somewhat driven by the parents,
Right.
and so the parents play a role in that.
Did you think any of the parents were just okay with their kid getting molested by Michael Jackson?
No, I don't think they were. I think there's a willful ignorance in there.
Yeah, but that's
There is a it can't be that bad, I think there's a lot of that, and I'm not saying again, like I want to clarify, I'm not saying that what he did is not evil. It's absolutely evil,
Yeah.
but it's not present. Like you can't identify it. These families look like they're searching for ways for them to be able to say that this particular thing gave us a reason to whatever, and they're at a loss. Like from us looking in, we can be like, the place is called Neverland. He's holding hands while they're doing interviews with the kids. What is happening over here? Like from us looking in, we can see it all. But for people who idolized him, who saw him as something that was greater than. I think it's
which is
difficult
also
for
very
them.
interesting.
Because I don't like anyone that much, the way how they liked him before they even went in a relationship with him.
Like The Rock couldn't come in and you'd be like, yeah, have my kid.
No,
And if anybody, would do, like you and The Rock would possibly, that's pretty high for you.
I mean The Rock, yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
You'd be like, you want to hold my hand?
I mean I would hold that Rock hand.
Yeah.
yeah. How did we get here, bro?
Did you like that movie?
Which one?
The Neverland movie?
No. I mean, I don't know.
Would you recommend, because it's a movie review, but like we're talking about the content at this point.
Yeah, no,
It's not
we
even a
definitely
review.
am. I think it's
See,
if you're a Michael Jackson fan,
and you're super weak-minded. Like you're manipulated.
No, I say,
if somebody's
like, if
not even trying to manipulate you and you get manipulated.
okay, look, there
Yeah.
are people who believe, that vaccines are still harmful to you. There are people who believe.
But Michael Jackson's holding hand with your kids right now.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of people who are not smart. There are a lot of people.
This is different.
There's a lot of people who will read things, believe it's true.
Yeah,
There are
but he's doing it right now. That's the thing. Is like if you read something hypothetical,
right.
Like
your,
anything,
Your brain will fill in, and then you.
yeah,
kinda
you're like, all
build
right,
it
this is
up.
what I was told. I don't know. I'm not exposed to a lot of information. I was exposed to this. It made sense.
Yeah.
And there's some circumstantial stuff that's happened in my life that connects to this in a way that it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's holding your kid's hand. I don't care what happened before that point.
Yeah.
But if that's happening now, no matter what was happening before,
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, Michael, let go.
Yeah. See, I also think. Look, maybe there's a Muslim aspect to this.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh no, let me try this. There's a Muslim aspect with the way how I see it.
Yeah.
Okay. In that fact that, we're like one of the main things is do not idealize.
Idolize, yeah.
Idolize. Yeah. Anyone. You pray to God, and that's that level of of respect and wonder and all of that other stuff is only owed to God, right? And the rest of it, every time, and especially since you're a little kid and if you're going to like Islamic schools and stuff like that, they drill into you that if you like something a little too much, you got to remember God.
Yeah.
Right. And I remember having like people teachers would teach during like summer school or like Saturday school or whatnot when like big stars were coming up like Backstreet Boys or like Spice Girls were always like the target of don't love them too much, watch out, because if you love them too much then you're going to put them at the same level as God. So there's always like there was this thing that was like in your back of your head going, you can't like anyone that way, for me at least, right?
Yeah, I've never even felt that even kind of. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Okay, so, I mean, that's as a result of like going to Islamic school over here, right? And so for me, all people were always just people, right? I've never really gotten to a person where, like, thought of a person to a place where they were more than just that. And so no matter what Michael Jackson might be to me, if that was happening, it would be easy for me to be like, no.
But
right?
even if it was the Dalai Lama and you were Buddhist, you still might be like, hey, you can't sleep together, Dali. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that it almost doesn't matter if you're a level-headed, logical thinking person. This is a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
And that's my child.
Yeah. My child.
That's my child.
It's not your adopted child.
Yeah. It's not anybody's child. That's my child.
Yeah. How are you doing that?
But that's why I'm like,
it's
how broken were these people?
I'm pretty sure they were, but the documentary doesn't really shed that much light specifically.
I don't even have a kid. If I had a kid, I'd be sweaty right now.
Yeah,
just be getting mad at Michael Jackson for no reason.
Yeah, it's more surrounded about like the relationship and whatnot.
That's horrible.
I mean, these families obviously, but like, dude, also you have to like think if you watch this movie, if you end up watching this movie, like it felt like this was in stages, right? So it's because the result, the question is that's where you're looking at. Can't sleep with my kid, right? But you're not looking at like the months of how he's grooming everyone. Remember that documentary of like that guy who just abducted in broad daylight or something?
Yeah.
Right? He finessed everyone in the family.
It's true.
Right?
And he's not even Michael Jackson. You want to talk about
So what I'm saying is that, like, that people are susceptible to this type of stuff. And the thing is to think, I think it would be too arrogant to think that, like, you can't operate your world in thinking that wouldn't happen to you. You have to. You have to operate the world you have to operate in a world of that is a possibility for everyone to fall in, and I need to be on guard.
No, I go the other way, and you'll agree with me on this. If you look at the victims in both of those situations, if you watch the Abducted in Broad Daylight or whatever it's called, you realize that these people are special.
Yeah.
Those predators and those bad guys are special. Like, they have their own skill set.
Yeah.
But the victims themselves, especially with that abducted, that guy friggin' charmed the dad.
Yep.
He got a hand job out of the dad.
Yep.
The mom and the kid. I'm just saying, like, there's people, like, you know, we both agree with this. There's people with operating on different levels, but that is, I don't think...
is he a magician?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to trick me no matter how long of a play it was going to be. Like, because, like... those are both crazy ass things. I know there's a buildup, but the buildup gets crazy at some point. It really does.
There is where the ask happens.
Yeah.
And then there's a decision.
And if you're a normal person, you're like, hey, no, wait a minute. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And there's some people who are like, well, you know, he has a silver glove. I don't know. Maybe it's okay.
I would like to see.
Michael Jackson looks like a ghoul, right?
Yes,
he looks like a scary character.
Yeah.
Why doesn't that play do it a little bit? Like, I know he moonwalks.
Yeah. It's all very weird. And the thing is that I don't know, man. I think that you know, he's like, it's Neverland. The way his dance moves are there's so many, there's like literally just breadcrumbs that it's like when you're
I would love it if you were like, the way he dances, Thriller. It's hard to get around it, Syed.
it's like there's one part where he's like lying on the ground, he's just humping the ground. Like I'm not, I'm not you know what it is though? Like with hindsight being 2020 is that when you're watching it with this lens, you're like, there was so many signs.
Yeah.
It's all signs, right? The other the part one of his apartments that he has in the city, it was called the Hideout. The place, his actual ranch was called Neverland, where kids never grow old.
Yeah.
R. Kelly called himself the Pied Piper, where the Pied Piper uses the flute to like fool kids into following him.
Right.
There's like, it's almost like they're telling you what they're doing, and everyone's like, ha ha ha, great music.
But where you draw the line is, R. Kelly was a funny one. I don't know how he made it out of peeing on like underage kids and still had a career and like singing with Lady Gaga and stuff. It really got really strange. But anyways,
hey, he got out of it. He beat that case. He beat that case because those people didn't want to think, whether it's money, manipulation, whatever,
So good movie? There's a movie review, right?
Yo.
This didn't feel like a movie review.
Yeah, I got sweaty. I spent a lot longer than I thought I was on it, but nonetheless.
Well, how could you not? That's not a...
I think it's a required watch if people can take obviously the subject matter, because it does get graphic. These two guys say specifically what has happened to them. And I think it's important. I think it's important because this is a type of thing that you got to be worried about all the time, specifically if you're a parent.
Yeah.
You have to be thinking about this. You have to be thinking about this within, like, and people don't want to say it, but like that happens within families. Uncles taking advantage of your, like, of little kids and stuff like that. So this is something I feel like people need to be aware of and always on. I always thought it was weird, in our culture where like, if you're introducing, like, let's say you have your daughter, right? And you're introducing them to like some extended family at a wedding or whatnot, and then like the little daughter will kiss the uncle on the cheek, both sides, like, which is innocuous. But I'm also like, yeah, but why? Right? Like, no one owes anyone kisses, right? Yeah. Just say salam, right? That is it. Like, why does like a niece need to kiss anyone, right? You could just limit it to parents, and I don't think anyone would have a problem with it, right? Apart from probably the uncle, because like why they might feel some type of way. But like I always felt it was weird, even when I was young, and I would go to Mauritius, and I know like my uncles would take me around, and then when I would meet the uncle, I would like shake their hand, and after if I meet the aunt, I would kiss them on their cheeks. Yeah, like I don't know these people.
That's a different culture, though, right? It
is a different culture, but I'm saying is that just because it's a culture doesn't mean...
Because I used to hold hands with my cousins.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm talking about is an age difference, the age different thing. But like I'm not too sure if that's like, important.
If it's cultural, I don't know what to tell you.
I would. What I'm saying is that if I had a daughter, right, I wouldn't do that.
You tell the uncle no?
Yeah, tell him no.
What do you say? We say, don't kiss my daughter.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Cool. If you feel some type of way about it, then there's two options here, right? I'm visualizing.
I don't have any Mauritian uncles, so like,
yeah.
I feel like it's more of a European thing,
right? That doesn't happen in Pakistan.
Really?
No.
You know why?
Why?
It's probably like, hey, don't fucking kiss my kid. It's true though.
But like the uncles that I would say that to, and most of them I know wouldn't have a problem with it. They'd be like, okay, that's just your thing. The uncles that would feel some type of way about it, you can go fuck yourself.
But you know what the problem is, man? Because my brother, mashallah, newborn baby. Yeah. And people want to come over and kiss the baby. And you can, they have to sometimes say like, oh, I'm sorry, you can't kiss the baby. Yeah. So people get like, they're not upset, but they're like, oh.
Yeah. I know, it's odd. But the thing is that like,
oh my God, you can kiss the feet. And they're like, oh, okay, and they kiss the feet. He's like, I'll watch those later.
Yeah, fair.
That's not gonna get all the way up here.
That's a good.
Yeah, it's a good middle ground.
Middle ground, yeah.
Because that's the problem is that like if they're family and whatnot, and let's say if their heart is somehow in the right place, this is just how they show affection because that's what they're used to. Yeah, like you don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah, but I also don't want to hurt my kid. So,
of course, yeah. But that's the thing.
No, I like that.
There has to be like I don't know. You don't want to.
I'm just registering that right now.
Yeah, you don't want to insult people, but I think if you can set that tone early, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, you got to do that.
I'm lucky. I don't know. I don't have any European in me, so no one's gonna come try to kiss my kid.
Right. Or Arab, I guess. Arabs like that.
Yeah,
the three kisses.
Just keep an eye out for things.
Yeah,
that's all.
All right, movie review time. Yeah. Moving on to another movie that's easier to... All right, here we go. Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. You watched it?
No.
Not yet?
Nope.
All right, put it on the list. Freaking fantastic.
I've got, yeah.
It's one of those movies where you don't want to wait. I didn't want it to end. Like at the hour and 30 minutes mark, if they said that we got another hour for you, I'm like, fucking yes.
All right, nice.
Yeah, down to watch. It was very good. It was a very solid movie. And it was overlooked because it came down during the same time as Miss Marvel. Excuse me, Captain Marvel. Next, Long Shot.
She didn't go to friggin' Captain Academy for 7 years for calling her Miss. Anyways, Long Shot. Who's that with?
Seth Rogen.
Oh, right, Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron.
Yeah,
Goddamn, that's a good movie.
I hear it's a good movie.
I loved it.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a very good on-screen chemistry.
Whoa, no way.
Yeah.
Good for friggin'...
For Seth, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was able to do that and Knocked Up with Katherine Heigl as well. Seemed
Yeah.
to have good chemistry.
And apparently no one has good chemistry with Katherine Heigl.
I don't know. I haven't seen her in anything since.
Yeah, because she hasn't been in anything since because no one likes her.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Why am I so passionate about
I
this
don't
point?
know. Why are you?
Sorry, I gotta take a moment.
You're like a high school girl because nobody likes her, Syed.
Anyway, people don't like her.
Including you, dude. When did you work with her?
I have no idea.
You just
Creed 2,
okay.
very easy.
I saw that.
It's good.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah,
You get what you want.
for sure. And what I want is look at the traps on Michael B. Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
God damn,
I think
son.
he's flexing the whole time. The whole time he's flexing.
Yo. But like the work is there. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he works out.
God damn. Also like HGH at play.
Oh, he's probably doing it whatever he needs to do.
Yeah.
That guy's driven.
Yeah.
He friggin' injecting testosterone into his eyeballs if he had to.
It's a good movie. I like that one.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. Finally, an indie movie. Above the Shadows. Okay, so Above the Shadows is a movie where it's based around this girl who's a middle child.
Okay.
All right. And she always, middle children, they have the middle children syndrome. They feel like they're a little bit ignored, that type of thing. And then the mom suddenly passes away. And the mom was the only person in the family that was really paying much attention to her. And she, as time went on, she became more and more invisible, literally, in the fact that it's like her family just gradually forgot that she existed. And they can't see her and they can't hear her when she speaks.
Ooh.
But she can still manipulate the world so she can pick up stuff and things like that. But like she's just invisible. She's just ignored.
Right.
And eventually she has to move out of the house.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of cool. So basically this movie is around the allegory of what's it like to feel like lost and forgotten. And then they use that they use the tool of her being invisible as a way for them to be able to push that story.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
really cool.
Okay.
And the thing is that, I mean, like, it's not going to win any awards or anything like that. But what I like about it is that there's still people out there, movie directors and producers that are willing to take a chance on like a concept that's not, a comic book movie or like it's not something that's a very popular concept.
No, I got you. That sounds like a cool concept.
Yeah, that was a fun watch.
Above the Shadows.
Above the Shadows. Yeah.
A bunch of people I don't know.
Yeah.
Nice.
And one person that you do.
Oh.
Yeah, Megan
Reeves.
Fox.
Okay.
Yeah, Megan Fox. But
Megan Fox?
Yeah.
Didn't expect that one.
yeah, but she's an auxiliary character. So,
All right. I like how you have to downplay her role to make me watch it. She's like, but she didn't even wear makeup. She's a tree in this one.
I think she's on screen for a total of like 10 minutes.
I wonder how they got her there. Hey, Megan.
We need someone to punch up
you
this
got
movie.
10 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah. So those are my movies from my sick days the last
Nice.
couple of weeks. Thank you. Did you finish Chernobyl yet?
On the last episode now.
All right, people. You heard it from Syed. He's on the last episode, which means
Chernobyl.
this means that you guys should be on the last episode or
Yes.
finishing it off so that we can do a good Chernobyl breakdown episode coming up soon.
And we're getting Michael Moses on the podcast.
Michael Moses.
Hamilton, the comedian.
Oh, that guy. Tall dude.
Yeah.
Big guy. Oh, man, that's fantastic. I
Yeah.
fucking loved his set.
Spoke with him this morning. Yep.
He's
been
great.
doing it for about 5 years. Hisham Kaladi.
Kaladi, yeah.
Leonard Chan, Rebecca Reed, 3 awesome Toronto comics that are doing the Just for Laughs.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they were all going to come on the podcast.
No. Well, we can. That shouldn't be a problem. They're doing the Just for Laughs Montreal Festival, where they invited, I think it's 9
In
of
Montreal.
the top up and coming comics in Canada.
Okay.
And yeah, it's pretty amazing. A huge theater. I don't know if you saw where he was performing, but it's a really nice theater, man.
Are we
They
going?
did their show last night.
Are we going?
No, it was last night. I'm saying it's last night.
Sorry.
Aren't you following the man's 1,000 Instagram posts that he posts every day? Jeez.
All I see, the only one that really,
Sham's whole day is on Instagram. It's
it
like,
really is, really is. The only one I ever noticed though is the one where he's like washroom selfie.
Yeah, that does happen from now and then.
So I'm down with that.
No, but yeah, really, really happy for all those guys. Rebecca Reed, she emceed the last Comedy Ball.
Yeah. She was
Leonard
great.
Chan,
Yeah.
Sham.
Leonard Chan.
Yeah, Leonard Chan.
It's still blowing up.
Oh yeah, man, he's been all doing all these festivals.
Well, he was just for Laughing in Montreal, so he's fucking blowing up.
Halifax Comedy Festival. He moves around.
That's good.
Yeah,
Good for him.
He's oldest, the freshest looking possibly of all the fresh. I think he's like older than me.
Yeah.
That Asian skin, man. That guy's eating right,
Those
doing
genetics.
something.
Those genetics.
good
My dad
stuff.
always says this. He's like, if he goes out for a walk
Yeah.
or he goes for a bike ride, he's like, never any Muslims. There's Indians, there's Asians, and there's white people taking care of themselves.
It's true.
Muslims are just dying.
Asian people will do anything. Some of them, you're like, they just start walking funny.
Yeah.
And like their hands will go behind them, in front of them, behind them,
Yeah.
just clapping. And
They're doing Tai Chi while they walk, brother.
They do whatever they need to do at the moment. It doesn't have to be perfect. And like my dad, I got him to do yoga today.
Yeah.
All I can get him to do is lay down for 7 minutes. I have a picture just laying down on the kitchen floor. Is the only thing he felt comfortable doing.
So he did the corpse pose.
Yeah,
That's it.
Shavasana.
Shavasana, which translates to, if you didn't know, corpse pose.
Mm.
So you got him to be a corpse.
No, corpse pose sounds way more alarming. Dad,
That's why you say that's why you say Shavasana. And you don't say
you don't tell a 72-year-old man to.
get into corpse
Yeah.
pose.
Yeah, I gotta show you this picture though, because
Yeah,
it
show
is
me
funny.
that picture. Show me that picture. What are we at?
What are we at?
55. I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube.
Does that look like he died? Because it's now in a comfortable spot. He's half on the tiles, half on the carpet.
What?
His slippers flew off.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, so what were you trying to do?
I just
Like a downward dog?
No, I had him do the squat pose that you and I do every now and
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
And I was like, now lay down. So he just laid down on the spot.
Okay. Yo, you
Fun times though. And my nephew broke his arm today, so it's kind of cool.
hey, look at that. First cast.
Skateboarding.
Okay, good for him.
He said a 20-year-old man ran into me. I was like, that's what happens, buddy.
You
I
know
was
when he's
happy about it. I couldn't care less. Like in terms of like, yeah, shake it off. My sister's like, so what's gonna happen over the next few days? I'm like, whatever, broke his arm. Shake it off. Okay.
his sister's sitting down just really breaking down the next
Yeah,
the
she
next
has like
episode.
step by step. What do we have to do? I'm like, yeah, let him be.
Did-
That's basically it.
Did I tell you what happened to my arm when I broke it?
Huh?
Did I tell you what happened to my arm when I broke it? Scary times, bro. Scary times.
Bone growing juice? What they do?
They I just broke my hand playing Red Ass. Shout out to all those kids that are still playing Red Ass.
Man, you smack hard. Wouldn't that be something like, bro?
That's all we do.
I
We just
smacked
take
this guy
turns.
so hard.
We just take turns, bro.
I broke my hand. Worth it. He doesn't even have an ass anymore. He has a crater that's shaped like my hand.
If you don't know what it is, I guess I'm not explaining it now.
Yeah, it's a game.
You
kids
throw a
play.
ball against the ball.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was chasing for the ball.
Yeah.
One kid falls in front of me. Instead of trying to trample over him and try to jump over him, tangle, land on the ground. I land like this, slide forward. This folds over. Breaky, right in the right in my wrists. Right, just above the wrist, so
crying?
there's two bones.
You crying?
No, not crying.
That's right.
Yeah, not crying.
No, just shit yourself.
But like very, very much like, yo, this is very painful.
Right.
Right. So I'm clutching my hand to my chest, and I walk it. This is grade like 5 or 7 or 8. I go to the office. I'm like, there's something wrong with my hand. So I put my hand on the ledge
Yeah.
of their desk like this, and she's like, really? It doesn't look bad. Can you move it? So I moved it. And I remember like almost buckling in pain and falling on the ground. Anyway, go to the hospital. They put a cast on. They said, yeah, you broke your hand. They wrap it up. The next day, they put a cast on. And then after that, while the cast was on, kind of learning how to also rollerblade at the same time. I was already pretty good. Nonetheless, they take the cast off. Okay? They take the cast off, and what had happened is that they didn't wait long enough for the swelling to go down. So my hand inside the cast was kind of set crookedly, and so my hand, like the form was here, and then there was an angle, and then the rest of my hand was down here.
Right.
So there was a full slant on my wrist.
They had to break it again?
That's what they said they were going to do.
Oh,
Yeah, they said they were going to have to break it again.
Okay.
And I can't think of any way that they could break my arm that it would be like, oh, this is an efficient way to break it that I don't really feel much.
Just have a hammer or something.
Like, I feel like it
There's
just put
a guy sitting there just
Cracking
rubbing his
knuckles?
fist. Yeah, he's just like
just waiting for his opportunity.
he's also a butcher. Like he has an apron on.
So we went for a second opinion,
Yeah.
and some doctor looked at it. He's like, how old are you? I said, whatever my age was. He's like, you'll grow out of it.
Yeah.
So my hand was crooked for like 2 or 3 years. It was weird. Or it was very weird, dude.
That story needs a punchline because it has one. We just have to,
We gotta find
formulate it.
Yeah, maybe we'll
It's a
workshop
good
it.
story, but
Maybe we'll
it needs a closer.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I agree.
It looks good now, dude. You grew out of it.
I definitely did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to that doctor who saved me from. I don't know what's the procedure of re-breaking a hand.
Yep.
Is either that, or I felt like maybe you put your hand on a table and then they have like a metal cylinder that just drops down and hits you. And it just breaks
Yo,
it.
I saw them. When you tear your ACL, you can't bend it. Like it just stays this bent.
Yeah.
And you have to like try all the time to straighten it, and they'll get straighter and straighter. But if you don't, it'll just get stuck at like what would you say this angle is? About a 145 to 150, right?
Yeah.
So what they do is they have you do this, and the lady grabs it or the guy grabs it, who's doing your physiotherapy or is your doctor, and goes, all right, 1, 2, 3, and goes, whoop, and it cracks and it goes all the way down.
What cracks?
Your knee, because it's gotten so stiff that it can't get any straighter, and they just go, whoof, and you're like, oh, I had that once, and it was very. Something in it just wouldn't let it straighten out, and then you do that, and then it can straighten out, and it's sore for like 2 days.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So yeah, fun times.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. Well,
Do you have like scar tissue that's stuck in the?
oh yeah, definitely, 100%.
Should that be worked out? Because you can.
Yeah, if it would be good. It hurts every now and then for no reason. Functionally, it's fine. It's not gonna hurt for me to do anything, but it's all of a sudden just I'll be sitting there, and exactly where that scar tissue is.
Yeah.
And even just where the cut is on the surface will just start hurting.
Yeah.
But scar tissue, I can still feel it's a lump.
Okay.
It's hard to work out.
No, dude. There's easier ways to do this, brother. Right? If you go to a physio that has a shockwave.
Yeah, no,
machine,
I know. Yeah.
and they work right through it.
I did that for like months. It just seemed to come back, but I got to do it again.
Yeah.
It's not bothering me enough that it's a priority at all. I'd rather just go to the, do other things at the physio or massage and stuff. But
I'm starting to think massages. Screw massages, bro.
yeah,
Yeah. Just learn how to foam roll and use a lacrosse ball really well.
Yeah.
For the most part. The rest of it, hit up a good physio to deal with knots and like really deep knots that are like.
what if you just enjoy a good massage?
I mean, yeah, that's fine. But what I mean to say is that like if physio costs $75 and a good massage costs $100, the amount of benefit that you're going to get from targeted therapy in one problem area in your body versus like an overall massage, it doesn't seem like a 100 versus 75. It doesn't even
No, it's true.
Like
I feel
monetarily
like
doesn't
they
make
do
sense.
different things for me. That's all.
Fair.
Yeah, my masseuse pulls my shoulder socket out of my arm as a part of like, so it's a little bit different. He also does physio, my masseuse, though. So we're doing other
that's
things.
good. That's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
He also cracks my back every now and then, even though he's not a chiropractor. I should really have him stop. 'Cause I'm like, hey, he doesn't know this. He just probably saw somebody do it.
How does he do it? He is it like a spinny one? Like
No, he puts me down, like on my face, and then he finds a spot on my back, and he goes 1, 2, 3, and he pushes down, and my whole spine
my
goes.
physio does that too.
Yeah, my whole back goes.
I don't think that's like a realignment thing.
No, I think that's just like, hey, you want to have some fun? I'm gonna pop your back. Hold my hand.
It does feel good though.
Yeah.
When you feel, do you feel the one vertebrae
yeah,
that pushes in?
Yep.
Dude, that is a little luxurious. I love that
So
feeling.
weird what's happening back there.
Yeah.
If I feel like, if I was Superman, out of all this, like the thing seeing through walls, I just want to see what's happening in a human's body when they walk.
Right.
And I just have a better idea of like, oh, I really need to work on my posture.
Right.
See how those things are touching that? You
Yeah.
know, that's what I'd be doing.
Interesting.
It would not be about saving, cats from trees or stopping bank robberies. I'd just be trying to figure out what my posture is.
I like how your crimes are very much Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not real Superman. It's not like I'm actually like,
solve a murder, a double
what do you think are
homicide.
the most common, things happening in Toronto that you can solve? It's probably just domestic abuse off the wazoo, I feel like.
I think that's like, yeah, I think that would be like number
Yeah.
one.
Out of all the things,
Bar
I just
fights?
feel like
Bar fights? Yeah, bar
I
fights.
think those don't need stopping.
They're just two assholes.
Yeah, it's just
let
two
them
assholes.
let them
Let
do
them
what
work
they
it
do.
out. That'd be kind of Superman idea. Like, let him work it out.
Yeah. Isn't there a city in the United States? Wait, I'll answer your question first. Let's see. What else would there be? Do you think there'll be a lot of like racial stuff?
No, I mean yeah, but like, what
like-
do you
it's
what do
like
you
super
do?
quiet.
What
It's
do you do? You go over there, you sit somebody down, and you talk to them. You know, there's no stopping. Like, hey,
Let me tell
talk
you
to
about the history of
let
these
me tell
people.
you about the history of you.
Oh
All
man.
right,
That would be so
socioeconomic
fun.
patterns,
Yeah.
educational system,
Right.
So, and then you talk and you sit them down, and at the end they're like, "Oh, I see. Thanks, Superman." Nothing's stopping me from doing that right now, I guess.
That's a social justice advocate.
Yeah, that's a social justice warrior.
Yeah.
You know, that's what a social justice warrior should be.
See if crime.
Not this yelling shit.
Pick up the guy, put him down in the chair, and be like, "Listen, you haven't
I'm gonna
rolled."
convince you. Next 20 minutes, it's gonna be transformational.
God damn, bro. You know what helped me most out of understanding, but to whatever level of degree that I could understand, was The Wire. I watched The Wire and I truly understood what it meant.
Yeah.
For people who have a bad draw of the cards
Right.
in a place where seemingly those cards shouldn't be that bad.
You know, isn't that interesting that The Wire did that for you?
Yeah.
Because, like, you're right. Most people don't have that exposure,
Yeah.
and they're not going to have a certain perspective. It's just amazing that if you didn't watch The Wire, you might have a different understanding of why things are the way they are.
Yeah, no, 100%. Not
that
if.
crazy?
Not if. That's 100%.
That's so interesting.
Like it allowed me, because it's all it's all based in Baltimore.
Yeah.
But like now, after I watched the series twice. I'm able to understand other places in the United States, or perhaps even in Canada.
Of course.
Right? Yeah. So it is interesting.
That's the kind of stuff they should show on TV. Not even TV, like in school. When your substitute teacher's there and they're trying to show you some Bill Nye bullshit, they should just be like, all right, season 2, episode 1, let's do it, guys.
Yo, can you legally do that? Show kids?
I saw Jerry Maguire in school.
Okay.
Even the sex part.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Our teacher
I don't even
left.
remember there was a sex
There's
part.
a sex part. Yeah. And our teacher left.
Yeah.
And then she came running in like, oh my God, as she realized what happens in this.
Too late.
Yeah, way too late. Also,
Cat out of the bag. Pun intended.
what's wrong with you? Can't, like, what? It's a pretty popular movie. You know you watched it.
Right.
You can't, like, this wasn't like now. This was when it came out,
Yeah.
you know, when the tape came out.
She had a lot of things on her mind.
Jeez, she just grabbed something from her library and you couldn't grab, like, friggin', you know, Anastasia or something, or Where's Balto? One of those Disney movies. Watching Jerry Maguire.
You gotta learn, bro.
We learned that day.
Yeah.
We learned the top position.
Man, I do not remember that movie at all. I only
Yeah,
know the
no.
one catchphrase.
Yeah, I remember that, which was, I think, in the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. All right, bro. Let's wrap this out.
Yeah, man.
This has been episode 193.
Woo!
Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back in a week. Enjoy that summer. Take care of yourselves. Good night.